Listen up, everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful. So let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
What's going on, guys? It's Luke22SV here, and as you saw there, we got a regulation change coming into fit into next season, and we're about to find out what that change is going to be, whether it be aero, engine, or a mixture of two compartments. And now we find out, as we're still the fourth best team in the in the chart for pace, and as you can see there, it's actually aero regulation changes again. Of course, coming into 2019, we had aero regulation changes, and they decided those aero regulations weren't good enough. So going into 2020 or Season 2, we're going to have some more aero regulation changes, and now it's our job to put those parts towards next season and hopefully get a jump on perhaps Red Bull or Ferrari or Mercedes. We'll find out how that fits into next season, whether there'll be a change in the change in the teams, change in the guard at the top, whether Mercedes, Ferrari will get it wrong, or one of our teams down in midfield will get it right, because it's a very tight, compact midfield at the moment in Season 1. Even Williams have climbed so far up from the bottom to actually join the midfield pack now. So should be interesting to see what happens going into Season 2, but that's down the line in the future. Now we pay our attention towards the qualifying for the Singapore Grand Prix, our third race with the Alfa Romeo team. After two good results in our first couple of races for Alfa Romeo, we're coming to a track that's a little bit different to the tracks we've been at before. Not one of my strongest ones, so at the moment we're currently in P17, which is really not where we want to be. Alfa have been quite good in pace recently. Of course, we got into the podium in Belgium, and of course qualified 6th in Monza, which is just really unexpected in our first couple of races for the Italian team. But now we're up on our time by a little bit as we go through the first sector. Hopefully this will get us a little bit further up the order. We're looking to be in the top 10 regularly now, so top 10 would be ideal. Obviously that didn't quite happen in Belgium in qualifying, but we definitely had the race pace to compete for the top 10 and then ended up getting the podium, of course. So well, it's looking very positive towards the end of the season. Second half of the season, very positive now that we've moved to Alfa Romeo. Of course, we had a little bit of argy-bargy in the last race with just our front wing was just disintegrating every time we made contact with another car, whereas their front wing would just stand very strong, like it was made out of some super titanium or something. Ours was made out of chocolate. But now we've come towards the second part of this lap. Now we're up on our time by some margin. Starting to improve. It was basically sector 3 where we ballsed it up on the first lap. We just had 2 attempts. Maybe we learned from our last time out. We only had 1 qualifying attempt in Monza. Maybe if we had 2 or 3 qualifying attempts, we may have actually been in contention for pole position there. That might be a bit of an overstatement, but coming towards the end of this lap, then where is it going to put us? We're currently down to P18 now, so that's not good at all. Albon ahead of us, but we crossed the line, and it's good enough for P7, so that could be best of the rest. We'll just find out. But 1 position below where we were in Italy, so that is good qualifying from us again, and indeed best of the rest. And both the Alphas looking good there, just being split by Devin Butler, who's 8th. Otherwise we'd be exactly the 4th best team, and it would be basically just a formation qualifying with the Mercedes, the Ferraris and the Red Bulls all lined as 3rd, and Perez getting an invalidated lap there. But a great qualifying then, P7. Can we improve on that in the race? It'll be difficult to tell, to be honest, because the big 3 teams are ahead of us. So I think the best bet is to try and hold on to P7 as we head into the race then for the Singapore Grand Prix.
As the sun sets over the South China Sea, the sport that never sleeps is alert and raring to go. Welcome, under the bright lights of the Marina Bay Circuit, to another Singapore Grand Prix. Off the back of a
so then let's have a look at the qualifying. Of course, the Mercedes were again at the top of the timesheets in qualifying, as they have been quite a lot recently. But Valtteri Bottas getting the better of Hamilton again in qualifying alongside him in row 2, in P2. Leclerc in P3 alongside Gasly in P4. So engine penalties have hit both Vettel and Verstappen. We're up to P5, Weber up to P7, Butler P6, Kvyat, Magnussen and Hulkenberg, and then Russell up in P11. Vettel down 12th, Norris 13th, Perez 14th, Verstappen Sainz, Albon, Grosjean down in P18, and Daniel Ricciardo having a disappointing day at Racing Point behind Robert Kubica at the back. I'm sure he'll be making his way up the order because Racing Point have been on fire recently. I think they're currently 4th in the Constructors. But now, let's head on to the start then of the Singapore Grand Prix. Where can we go from 5th in this race? We started there in Italy as well, so it's lights out and away we go. It's a fairly sluggish start again, as you'd expect. And we're heading to turn 1 because he's Devon Butler going round on the inside of us. But we brake later than everyone else. Now we go round the outside of Pierre Gasly. If we can make it stick, we're up into P4 then. So we made up a position off the start. Is Pierre Gasly going to be able to fight back here? He's hanging it around the outside. But now we get past him on the inside. We have the racing line, but a little bit of understeer there. And Gasly will be going straight back past us. If he can get into the braking zone ahead of us. And look at him, he's just completely drove past us there. Obviously that Honda engine's doing well. But now on the inside into the braking zone, we managed to take that position back. And we're up into P4 on the start then. So hopefully we can just keep hold of this position. It's quite difficult to overtake on this track. So P4 would be an ideal place to finish in this race. As you can see already, the top 3 pulling out a gap. I wouldn't be able to expect to fight these guys like I did in Monza and the race before. But who knows, anything can happen. There could be safety cars around this track. We're locking up into the hairpin. We're going to have to watch out for Gasly, I think, more than we're going to be looking out for Leclerc in this race. But who knows, going around to end this first lap, then we'll go through Sector 2 for the first time. Again, we're looking a bit understeery at the moment on the first lap. Maybe just not got the perfect race set up at the moment. But, well, again, you need a good turn in here, because if you understeer and you're going to be fighting a losing battle, and looks like that's what we're doing at the moment. We've got a few cars looking to get past us already, so we're going to have to watch out for that. And shortly we'll take a look at the first lap again, see where we made up our positions and how we managed to get past Pierre Gasly as Valtteri Bottas leads after the first lap. We're crossing the line in P4 then. We're currently looking at 12 points and some more points for Alfa Romeo as the Gasly will be looking to get past us. But let's have a look at the start then. Both the Mercedes getting a good start, and there you can see Leclerc almost looking to jump the Mercedes as they go into turn 1. He's side by side with one of them. We go round the outside and try and get past Pierre Gasly, going a little bit off the track, but getting away with it. And then we get past him for the time being. But going towards turn 3, he comes back at us, but again, we get the poor exit out of the corner. And Gasly now should be able to get past us fairly easily, as he does. As you can see, towards the main overtaking spot on this track. And Lucas Weber also looking quite interested there as well, as we managed to get past him on the inside again. And that's pretty much the highlights of the first lap. So now, moving on to lap 2, we've got Pierre Gasly behind us again. Just going back to where we left off to look at the replay. Gasly looking to get past us almost immediately without DRS to try and get towards the top 3. Gasly will probably be thinking that he can compete with those guys today. Again, look at him just flying past us. That Honda engine really doing well compared to our Ferrari engine, which isn't doing too well around here, surprisingly, unless it's just aerodynamic. And going into the corner, Gasly's gone into the wall, but we didn't touch Gasly. So what has happened to Pierre Gasly there? Virtual safety car has come out, and what on earth did Pierre Gasly do? Here's the replay, going towards the DRS straight, where he made the overtake the lap before and this lap as well. Again, it was pretty much the exact deja vu, same copy of what happened on the last lap. Although cars were a little bit spread out this time. We dived back down the inside though into the corner, perhaps over braking in, and then coming into this corner, he just turned. That was just poor driving from Pierre Gasly. I don't know what he was doing there. He just turned into the wall. We'll see the onboard from him again, but there we go. He's trying to make the overtake on us here. He gets a good tow. Goes to the inside. We're defenceless. We're almost about to have a little bit of an airplane crash there, but we see him coming. He goes past us. We outbrake ourselves, getting past him, and now coming into this corner where he crashed. He really could have pulled out of that, to be honest. I don't know why he just drove into the wall. It's a little bit like the incident between Grosjean and Russell, where Grosjean just turned into Russell and put Russell in the wall, but that time, he came off worse. So now the virtual safety car's ended. And we're still in P4, but this time our teammate Lucas Weber is the man that's hunting us down, and that is any indication that we haven't got the pace around here compared to our teammate who's all over us. So looks like the setup for the race just isn't very good. We've got high aero, so which is what you need around this track, but it seems like the AI seem to have a little bit lower, whereas we have like 10 or 11, they might have a 7 or 8 aero, because every time we got onto the straight, we're defenceless at the moment. We saw it in the first couple of laps with Gasly getting past us, but now Lucas Weber in the same car. You have DRS though this time. DRS is now activated. Whether he can get past us, it remains to be seen, but now look at that proximity arrow getting much closer. He's going to surely have us here as he goes down the inside. A little bit of contact there, he barges his way through. We looked at almost making the move down the inside, almost making contact with our teammate there, but instead thinking a little bit better of that. And now we're going to have to let Weber go. But there you go, this is the indication that we're just not doing very well around here. Again, locking up, almost hitting the wall there. Now Devon Butler sees his opportunity to try and get past us as well. So really not going too well in this race for us at the moment. It seems like we're going backwards rather than forwards. Despite starting from P5, we're still in P5, but really we could be further down the order than it seems at the moment, because we've got a train of cars now catching up to us, where everyone else, you can see Lucas Weber's only just got past us, but he's down the road already. So yeah, it might be a difficult race today. Might be more looking behind us in the mirrors than looking forwards and trying to overtake cars, more having to defend other cars behind. Which is not what we want to do, but unfortunately sometimes we have to, but we just don't have the pace today. For whatever reason, we'll have to come back here next season, just maybe have a different setup or something, because in qualifying it worked a treat. In the race it's not working at all, whether the tyres are just going off so badly or not, but everyone else is dealing with it so well compared to myself. But we're boxing this lap though, again pitting, the controversial thing of being the first one into the pits whilst at Singapore and your teammates ahead of you, but that's this game for you. This game doesn't really understand team orders and stuff like that, but Devon Butler still behind us, and so is Toro Rosso, Danny Kvyat, who's proven Toro Rosso have got good pace at the moment. Maybe the Honda is starting to improve their engine, because Gasly flew past us a few laps ago, and I did a lot of development for Toro Rosso as well, to be fair, so that might be why Toro Rosso are improving, mostly thanks to me. We'll take full credit for that for sure. Devon Butler now still chasing us as we look to box on this lap. But again, for the championship wise, we're looking quite good at the moment. The Racing Points are the only guys ahead of us that we can really catch up to. And Alfa Romeo have climbed up the constructors a lot over the last couple of races, because myself and Weber have been consistently in the points in the last 2 races. And again, looks today that we could get a solid haul of points, because Weber is absolutely flying. He's best of the rest in terms of the guys that have actually managed to keep their qualifying positions. Of course, we've got to watch out for Vettel and Verstappen coming through the order in a few laps' time as well. So might have to watch out for them. Could end up being P7 at best in this race. But maybe if Weber goes down the road, we could play the team game and just keep the cars behind us, and Weber can have a comfortable race. And maybe if someone in front of him retires, he could be on the podium like we were in Spa. So coming into the pits then, we're going to be putting on those medium tyres with the first guy to pit as well. Maybe the pit crew understood that my tyres were going to be going off first, and we just don't have a good tyre deck around here. That could be a thing. Sebastian Vettel's actually on a roll though. He's in the top 10, so might have to watch out for him sooner rather than later. Maybe he'll get the overcut on us, because at the moment our pace is not good. But hopefully on these medium tyres we'll be able to show what we can do. And Gasly is a long way behind, so we don't have to worry about Pierre Gasly. He had to make his way back to the pits with his broken front wing. So now coming out of the pits, can we get the undercut to stay ahead of Butler? Perhaps not thinking about the undercut to overtake our teammate, although the undercut has been effective here in real life for sure. So maybe if we can get a good undercut, we can actually catch up with Weber. But coming on to lap 6, you can see Weber's actually ahead of us. Probably about the same gap it was to when we actually pitted. So stalemate then there. And as you can see, as I mentioned a minute ago, Sebastian Vettel, now the car behind us, is going to be looking to catch up to us. So looking in our mirrors by the looks of it for the rest of this race, we've got Sebastian Vettel behind us. But as you can see ahead of us, we could be looking ahead of us, because Grosjean has yet to pit. He's on the medium tyres. He started this race on the medium tyres. So maybe we'll get an overtaking action here for a small amount of time. We're hoping Grosjean was going to be able to keep hold of Lucas Weber for a while, so we could catch up to our teammate and maybe overtake him unaware, but unfortunately that's not going to be able to happen by the looks of it. Weber's already got past Grosjean, We need to get past Grosjean as quickly as possible, but Grosjean going very slowly on his medium tyres, and look how quickly we're catching up with him actually. So we should be able to get past him really quickly, but we got Sebastian Vettel closing in on us, so we need to get past him as quickly as possible to lose as minimal time, because otherwise Vettel is going to get past us, and then we're going to be defenceless really, because Vettel is going to be in that better car than what we got. And look how quickly we're behind Grosjean. Surely we've got to think about making a move. He's got no traction out of that corner, which is rare for an AI to have, but we dive it down the inside. A risky move, almost running into the wall on the outside of the track there. And he broke any later, and we could have ruined our race completely there. But Grosjean coming back at us on the outside. We outbrake him though, and we have the inside line. So there's no way Grosjean's coming back at us there. We're not allowing that. No thank you, Grosjean. We're keeping hold of this position. Now all you have to do, mate, is just hold Vettel behind us. We can pull away. Thank you very much. But now Lucas Faber is a little bit further down the road as we move on to lap 9. The end of lap 9. Vettel's managed to get past Grosjean now. So we're now going to be having to watch out for Sebastian Vettel, who's all over us now. And we'll be certainly trying to get past us. And whether we can keep him behind for as long as possible, that will help our teammate out a little bit there as well. So whether we can keep him behind us for the entire race, that's a different question. But we'll have to see whether we can do that now, because now we can have DRS as we head towards the DRS straight. The main overtaking spot on this track. Can Vettel get close enough? You can see that proximity arrow there, and you can see Vettel tucked up behind us, getting a slipstream, getting a tow, getting a DRS, and he's going down the inside, but these yellow flags, and has Vettel overtaken us illegally there as we head into the corner. We fight back down on the inside like we did on Pierre Gasly on lap 2, making contact and losing a bit of front wing there. Vettel turning in on us a little bit. We hang out around the outside though again. Surely Vettel's got us though. Can we get past him again? Got the slipstream this time. We've got to go to the outside. But has Vettel managed to keep us behind him? No. Managed to get past him again on that corner. Very difficult overtake, but we're forcing him to concede the position there. And for a slight moment I thought Vettel had us, but no, we managed to keep ahead of Vettel for the time being, which could have helped our teammate out a lot there. We saw Vettel hold up Hamilton in Spa, which helped Leclerc win. And maybe it'll be sort of a similar thing we could do today to help keep Weber in P4. But Vettel all over us here, and trying to take P5 away from us. As you can see, we go through the end part of this lap where there's not much overtaking opportunities, but there'll be another one on the start-finish straight. Can he get past us there? Surely it's only a matter of time before Vettel gets past us. We're just going to be defenceless at this rate. We're going on to the start-finish straight now, but again we've got that front wing damage. Again, our front wing seems to be made out of fucking cheddar cheese at the moment. But again, now we're just 5 laps to go. Vettel's surely going to have us as we head towards the DRS straight again. We're getting a very poor exit out of turn 2, I think that is, and now turn 3. And Vettel's going to have us here. We've got that understeering again, even more understeer than usual we've had around this race. But Vettel looking to make the move. He's gone past us already. So we're going to give that one up, I think. Vettel's going to have us there for P5. We're down to P6, and maybe we should settle for P6 now, because there's surely no way we're going to be able to catch Sebastian Vettel again. And now we're going to worry about Danny Kvyat kept closing in on us, because just like in the last race we had a Toro Rosso chasing us down whilst we had front wing damage, and now it's a bit more deja vu because we're 2 laps to go. Danny Kvyat is closing in on us. Vettel's down the road, still hasn't got past our teammate, which is perfect for us. We've done a good job defending him from losing the position to Vettel there. But now Danny Kvyat, which is 2 laps to go, and our front wing damage is just causing us a lot of pain. Whether we can keep hold of P6 is now the question. Just like in the last race, Albon came so close to overtaking us. Surely if there was one more lap, we'd have lost that position to Albon. Now we've got Danny Kvyat, who's we can see that proximity arrow for the first time, which is 1.5 laps left to go. Can we keep hold of P6? This would be a perfect result. We're currently getting 20 points for the Alfa Romeo team, which is just unexpected, considering we'd barely had 21 points before I joined this team. We were struggling down in P8, I think it was, might even be P9 in the Constructors. Now we're competing for P4 with such an improved package over the recent few races since I've joined, and just rejuvenated the team really. Raikkonen, for some reason, just wasn't able to perform in this team. He scored 0 points. But I don't think we've seen the end of Kimi Raikkonen in this career mode. We'll have to see whether he comes back in Season 2. That'll be an interesting thing. But now Danny Kvyat is, we can see the proximity arrow getting ever larger in the screen as we head towards the last lap, and whether Fiat can get past us, it's just that front wing damage has cost us dearly here. We could have had a nice dull drive to the end of the race had Vettel got past us. We wouldn't have to worry about Fiat all over us on the last lap like a bad rash. But we come through the final few corners of the lap. So much understeer, we end up going off the track, exceeding track limits there. And Danny Kvyat could have got past us into turn 1. But no, not this time. He's got probably one more opportunity though. Maybe 2 more with the DRS straight that's not on this game. Coming up in a few turns time, but can he get past us here? Look at the understeer, and can surely Danny Kvyat get close to us? He's got the DRS. Has he got the enough power in that Honda engine to get past us? He's looking for it. He's going to the outside, but again, not far enough to get past us. So good defending from us there. We actually managed to defend a position for once. This time keeping it on the inside rather than them going on the outside. But there you go. Just defending from Danny Kvyat. Can he get past us here? He's got a very good toe. He's very tucked us behind us, but very difficult to overtake here as it just gets so much narrower into the corner. But now probably one more opportunity in the DRS straight that isn't a DRS straight on this game as we go through here for the last time. Going through, surely we've got enough, good have enough of an exit to keep Danny Kvyat behind us as we head on to the last few corners of this race. And it's going to be another point scoring position. Again, 3 in a row. It's unheard of in this season for us. We've been so inconsistent in our Toro Rosso as part of the career mode. Whether we'll end up back at them is another question for another day. But again, having 3 points finishes in a row for Alfa Romeo since we've been here is just so great for us. We've definitely made the right decision to come in here in a team that's just on the up as we come round the last few corners for the last time to finish the race. And it's going to be a P6. Good result. Lost 1 position, but that's what you expect with the faster cars coming through the field. So we can't be too disappointed with that today. So P6, 20 points. Vettel didn't manage to get past Faber. So where will that put us in the constructors? Could that put us up into P4? Racing Point haven't been anywhere today. They've been our main. Well, they're the guys currently in P4. Renault have lost a lot of pace since the start of the season because of that mid-season patch that happened. Because I was just so inconsistent with the uploads to start off with. But now, getting more consistent with the uploads. But Hulkenberg does get some points for Renault, so that's good news for Renault. Both the Racing Points down in 13th and 14th. Not a good result really for them. Carlos Sainz has not really been anywhere for Renault either this season since he's joined them. So maybe he's struggling to get used to their car. And we're up to P8 in the driver standings. Lucas Weber's up to 10th. So surely now we're up to P6. And look how close we are to the Racing Point and the Renault team. We've overtaken Haas, so surely it's going to be a last few races of this season. It's going to be an intense battle for P4 in the constructors. Whether we can keep on, if we can keep on this form, P4 should be ours to lose really. Racing Point, I'd expect them to jump Renault though to stay 5th again. But as you can see, P10 then, and that's going to be the end of the episode there, guys. Hope you enjoyed it today. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for Russia.